All right. Thank you for coming out. It's Tuesday evening, and this is the Unity of Livonia, a Course in Miracles study group. I'm always happy to get together with you guys, and you certainly honor me by letting me be your facilitator all these years. And I tell you, I've tried to take the job to heart. The one that I found, the one that works the hardest in school to be up on the lessons and stuff like that is the teacher. You ever think about that?
Mhm.
And I've done, considerable teaching apart from the spiritual studies we do. I remember when I taught anatomy and physiology, man. I wanted to be a good instructor and I really had to learn that stuff. And I had it clicking like that in a way I never did as a student. But being a good teacher, uh, if you want to be a good teacher, it involves some serious techniques. And one of those is building trust. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've tried to go to great lengths over the years to get you guys to like and trust and therefore be open to some of the things that I want to share and to have you open to it. So I'm just a grateful, happy camper. I hope you are too.
I had
Hope,
a course teacher, that told every student in his class, if you want to learn the course, teach it. And he's right.
yeah, yeah. Jesus says, you learn what you teach. And that sums it up right there. I mean, when you try and be a teacher, you learn a lot to be hopefully a good teacher. Um, Tonight we are continuing with the second of the Course in Miracles supplement. And that one I'm loving so far. It's called the Song of Prayer. Um, what are your thoughts about prayer as the Course in Miracles presents it so far? Is it what you thought it was?
It's
What
what
does the
I'm
Course say
learning
it
that's,
is?
yeah,
Yes.
I'm learning that it's what spiritual prayer looks like. It's certainly not what mainstream prayer looks like.
Yeah. How does it differ based on what we've learned, talked about here in this supplement?
I don't remember from this supplement exactly, so I don't know if
Okay.
I'm talking to the supplement or just my learning over the
All
years.
right. And
One
that's
one is
right.
not, yeah, you're not asking for anything. You're actually grateful
Yeah.
to Source for it all.
The phrase that stands out to me probably the most about what prayer is there was a phrase, something about leaving the world entirely. That's the goal of prayer. It's not to focus here or focus there. It's to lose my focus of anything in the natural, in my memory banks as a human, things like that. Uh, just to try and leave all of that behind. And it's stated that there is a state that you can experience when you do that. There was this definition. I don't know if it was Hilda brought it up, but I had certainly heard it before, where it said prayer is talking to God and meditation is listening to God, based on what we've read, I'm not sure that's the correct definition.
I do remember us talking about that last week, and I remember my 2 cents was it's communion with God.
Yeah. Uh, but to achieve that communion, I have to drop all the blocks to making a connection. And then it's a mutual giving and receiving that I would call a communion, just a camaraderie, a coming together. I won't say that, I will not say as equals, but with appropriate respect. But just being all of that for just a while. I haven't heard talking to God yet, unless the word communion is where that occurs, you see. I'm not sure that lines up with our common understanding. If you say, talk to God, oh God, uh, help me with this, or oh God, I had a good day and thank you for that, and all of those things. In other words, it's not in words, this type of talk. How we doing? Okay. Miss
He
D,
occasionally says, God doesn't have ears.
excellent.
So you what you want to
So,
do is imagine your prayer. I mean, if there's something you need, imagine that you have it. If you don't have shelter, imagine that you're happy and have safe and healthy
yeah.
health, good health, etc. That's prayers. But whatever it is, like he says, what we're praying for is acceptance. Because if this is a movie, it doesn't do me any good to sit in the third row with popcorn and a 44-ounce soda, wishing the storyline would change. It's already set. So if you just have to be happy with the way it is, what it is, perhaps.
And trust that it's working for my good. If I don't know, all I can do is trust. Comments? Anybody? I keep kind of asking because I'm looking at Dee's face. All
I don't,
right.
yeah.
Like, okay, let me see. How's it coming in? What do you think, Dee?
I don't resonate with those things. Sorry.
Which
Um,
part?
we don't even pretend. I don't know. We align with knowing the truth already is.
Okay. And yet, how can we know when the Course says we don't know anything?
It's a different part of our mind that does know everything, and it
But
sure does.
but that's where prayer comes in, because you talk. I think at some point you know, I forget. I mean, I can't remember. I can't remember what it is, but basically the idea is to say, I don't know anything. I don't know what to do, when to do. And all you're doing is just listening for guidance. And that's the content, if you want to call it that, of a prayer.
Okay.
Just
And go ahead. I'm sorry, Hilda. Go ahead.
I mean, it's just, it's not like you're sitting down and saying, okay, I'm going to say this now. I mean, it is something that can happen all during the day or whenever it is, as long as your mind is quiet. That an answer comes to you, for something that you never thought about, and say,
Okay, some into, yes, things
so
that come to you.
so that's I think where somebody mentioned the idea of rather than talking about communing rather than talking. Um, to me, that's a little bit of a different thing. Communing, I mean, it's just kind of flowing of energy going back and forth. Well, talking is, little bits and pieces. So I don't know.
Oh, I would agree with that. Yet I'm still intrigued by what Dee was saying about we already know. Isn't that a paradox? The Course says we do not know anything. Lesson 25 says, I do not know what anything is for. Sections in the text talk about the difference between knowledge and perception and say that perception is lost here in the dream. And yet, how could perception be lost if it's only occurring in a dream, which is not real?
So there's two levels of our mind that it's talking to.
There's an omniscient level and a more practical for us right now, a not knowing level, a perception level. At home in God, we know. Here in the dream, we're only capable of perception, even in its most purified state. All we can achieve in level 2 is purified perception.
That would be pretty good, though. So to me, prayer is receiving divine inspiration. It's a one-way street.
And that's kind of what Hilda was saying. It's just ineffable. Okay, it's not in words, but there's a communion, a communication, but it's not in words or speaking words back and forth. We're kind of together, Hilda, almost, right?
I think we have to have some idea, some knowing, some understanding, if you don't want to use the word knowing, some understanding of a different reality than the one the ego lives in.
Okay,
Otherwise, why would we even do the
okay.
course? So we
So
do have
that's,
to have some understanding.
yeah,
Why would I, you know,
just to start questioning. The motivation for those questioning is some innate knowing, like some stuff when you were a little kid and you have a certain logic and certain things didn't make sense, but you say maybe it's just me. What do I know? I'm a little kid. Maybe when I get smart like the grown-ups, I'll understand. And then we almost go full circle and we go, oh my God, this is what I felt when I was a young child. Earth, Wind, and Fire says a child is born with a heart of gold. The ways of the world makes their hearts so cold. It's like we had it and then it was beat out of us. Or maybe that's not the right word. It was taught out of us in one way or another. Anyhow, I don't know where spirit leads. It's good to get with the family and just see. Hilda, you had a comment?
Yeah, something came to my mind that I listened to some time ago, and again, I can't. I'm paraphrasing. I was listening to Carol Howe, and she was talking about, well, let's say the idea about you're reading this manual and saying we want to understand, but we want to understand. We're talking about our lower level, our little self, and she says, and in so many ways she said, forget about understanding it, just do it.
Yeah.
And I thought that made a lot of sense because all this studying really is just to say, oh, I want to understand this, which is the ego saying, I want to know about this, and I'm saying, oh no, that can't be right because that
Or
must be
control. Yeah.
letting it all go, and just go, what I might call intuition, but that's not really the right word either. But the guidance that comes from spirit,
Yeah.
and probably without words half the time, because you don't really hear it and you don't really see it. You're just doing
just
something. You say,
Feel it. Yes, it's something intuitive, remnant of the knowledge I left behind. Okay. Somewhere far in wherever something says, something's calling me home. Lesson 182, let me be still an instant and go home.
right.
So
It's
that realm that we're talking about with different levels, the divine realm, the spirit realm, makes way more sense to me. When you're saying no or not knowing, it makes way more sense to me than this physical realm. There is a knowing. For me, there is a knowing. And it
There's
makes
this longing
yeah.
that could be equated with something we do know, but we forgot.
Yeah. So we're
That's
just
why in the
remembering.
course it'll talk all the time, not about finding God, but about remembering God.
Exactly.
Sherilyn, you good?
Mhm.
Y'all ready to get back into it? We're at the end of
Yes.
this section on prayer. And after that, remember the Song of Prayer has 3 parts. It talks about prayer, it talks about forgiveness, and it's going to talk about healing. So let's finish up the prayer section. We're on page 8 in the FI. You have your FIP. Harry, you know where we are?
I don't have the FIP. I need a section.
Okay. Oh, it's the latter ends. In my book, it's section 5
5.
of the prayer.
Oh, we didn't finish. Okay. We only got to paragraph 3 of praying with others. I mean, we only did paragraph 1 and 2. Now that I see where we're at. We didn't do paragraph 3 of praying with others last week.
Mm.
But we could, whatever you want, we could go on if you want.
Well, that's funny. I had it marked to start tonight at the latter ends.
That's fine.
Let's do that then. Let's get our readers together and start with section 5 tonight. Dee, you're our first reader, and then Sherilyn, and Hilda's not reading. Ron is 3, Harry's 4. I'll be 5. I feel like I could read tonight as well. Is that okay?
Mhm.
All
Yes.
right. Miss Newman, we're ready.
The latter ends. Prayer is a way to true humility. And here again it rises slowly up and grows in strength and love and holiness. Let it but leave the ground where it begins to rise to God, and true humility will come at last to grace the mind that thought it was alone and stood against the world. Humility brings peace because it does not claim that you must rule the universe, nor judge all things as you would have them be. All little gods it gladly lays aside, not in resentment, but in honesty and recognition that they do not serve.
That's beautiful to me already, but I guess the first thing for me that pops out, and I think for you, is that word humility.
Yeah.
So does humility mean? Right? That'll help. We have a good understanding of what is humility. What does it mean to be humble? To humble yourself?
The opposite of arrogance, where I think I know it all, or I think I know better than God.
Yeah, it's to diminish your self-importance. Okay, I'm competent, I'm this. Instead, let's start with I am nothing. I know nothing. I am nothing. I have no idea. Humility. Or here you have a great speaker and they say, I get on stage, I open my mouth, and something speaks through me. It's not me. I'm not important. I'm just a regular person, but I have this, I don't even know what I have, but here I am. Characteristics of a teacher of God. I don't know. I thought about honesty, but that's not the same thing. How are we doing on humility? Am I getting it right, or do we need to look it up? Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
You think that's close?
Mhm.
Humility is to diminish self-importance.
Mhm. You know, I think it also depends on. I was relating this when you were saying that I went to a service at a Lutheran church at Easter time some time ago, and I remember one thing was to acknowledge the fact that I was lower at a realm and not worthy of anything, and I thought that can't be the right way of looking at me and for me, so. I decided not to continue the visits there.
I hear
So
you.
because to me that's really not what humility is all about. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just it's just acknowledging that you're part of a whole and that you have guidance and
that's
that guidance
yeah.
and it's not an issue. The churches is an issue of like demolishing the ego so that you're do whatever they tell you to do, but which half the time doesn't have anything to do
Uh,
with God, you know?
yeah.
So,
And
anyways,
thanks for
enough said.
bringing up that point.
Enough said.
Humility doesn't mean I'm bad or I'm a filthy, miserable sinner, just like it does not mean that I'm an arrogant know-it-all. It's just, I don't know what I am, except what I am will have to be, will suffice. I'm a child of God. Stop. Comments. Humility.
I could think what Hildegard was saying was quite accurate, that it could go, not being in humility could go in either direction of the ego.
Yes.
And
Yes.
neither of them are.
Yes. So if we have a working understanding of the word humility, let's take a look at this paragraph and see how can prayer be a way. It says prayer is a way to true humility. And here again, it rises slowly up and grows in strength and love and holiness. Let it but leave the ground where it begins to rise to God, and true diminishment of self-importance will come at last to grace. I'm sorry, and true diminishment of self-importance will
Yeah,
come at last to grace the mind that thought it was alone. Is that meaningful, the definition we used? Or did I read it correctly?
Different words than I have.
Yeah, I don't know where you're reading from.
All right, let's
I
do
don't
it
either.
again.
Where were you reading from?
I'm reading sentence 3. Let prayer but leave the ground where it begins to rise to God, and
No,
true
put it,
humility.
it said,
Well,
let it but leave the ground. So it's different words.
let it but leave the ground. Is that what you have in your books?
Yes,
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
What's it?
Humility.
I thought it was prayer. Not important. I mean, I don't want to beat it up, but I thought it was referring to prayer. Prayer is a way to true
I think you're,
humility. And
I think
here
you're
again,
right.
comment.
I think you're right.
And
It
here
means prayer.
again, prayer rises slowly up and grows in strength and love and holiness. Let prayer but leave the ground where it begins to rise, where prayer begins to rise to God, and true humility will come at last to grace the mind that thought it was alone and stood against the world.
It's
Humility.
talking about true humility and true prayer.
Okay. What makes you make that distinction here?
That's what I get out of this.
Well, this whole section has been about true prayer, hasn't
Right.
it?
So it goes right along with true humility.
What is it? It says, here's what I'm trying to get to. True prayer will come at last to grace the mind that thought it was alone and stood against the world. I'm going to ask, what is your understanding of what that means? Okay.
We don't pray with the ego.
I'm at sentence 4. Humility brings peace because it does not claim you must rule the universe.
It knows I'm not in charge.
And as I'm able to start my prayer and leave the world behind, what's left?
God.
Or whatever I am, that's the state that I'll be in. I've left all the other stuff. In true prayer, you said true prayer, we're going to leave the world behind.
Yep.
And what are we going to find there when you leave all encumbrances behind? I'll be in a state of whatever I am.
Wonderfulness.
The truth of our being is what's left.
And right, whatever that is where I will be. Now, am I a prince or a pauper? Who cares? I'm just going to be myself, my honest, true, purified self.
Well, our honest, true, purified self can't be a pauper.
That's what you believe, Dee. Yes?
That's my understanding.
I'm saying I don't know, but
Okay.
this is, I agree. That's what I believe too. But I can't know without the experience itself.
But with the experience, I do already know that when I go in that state, I know what that state is.
Okay.
I do know.
All right. And to get there, you have to drop all the facades of what you think you are. Whether it's
Absolutely.
a prince or a pauper, you're gonna, I don't know. Let me just go and be what I am. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to strive. I don't have goals. I'm just gonna be my pure, unadulterated self, and I'm going to be okay with that. That's humility. It's very close to just being honest.
Yeah, well, makes sense.
Let's read a little bit more. I've been wrong before, lots of times. So help me out. Okay, if I'm not correct, help me out. I don't want to be incorrect. We're on paragraph 2, and Miss White is our reader.
Right? Illusions and humility have goals so far apart they cannot coexist, nor shall a dwelling place where they can meet, nor share a dwelling place where they can meet. Where one has come, the other disappears. The truly humble have no goal but God because they need no idols, and defense no longer serves a purpose. Enemies are useless now because humility does not oppose. It does not hide in shame because it is content with what it is. Knowing creation is the will of God. Its selflessness is self, and this it sees in every meeting where it gladly joins with every son of God whose purity it recognizes that it shares with him.
So I'll have you guys comment on this paragraph. What are you getting out of this statement? Paragraph 2. Sentence 2 says, where one has come, the other disappears. What is it referring to? Where one has come, the other disappears.
They don't exist at the same time together, illusions and
What to?
humility.
Okay. Illusion and humility. So where you have a humility, illusions disappear. And where you have illusions, you lose humility. Because again, illusions, we're engaging in the ego self judgment of being able to assess what I am. So that is the advantage of humility as we go into prayer. How are we doing now? It talks about humility throughout this whole section, as you'll see. Other comments from you on paragraph 2? The truly humble, sentence 3, have no goal but God because they need no idols, and defense no longer serves a purpose. Why doesn't defense serve a purpose any longer?
In humility, you don't have enemies.
For the same reason, you don't have idols, and for
Right.
the same reason, you don't have defenses. Why? What is that? Why? Because you've let them all go. You don't have anything but what?
Love.
Okay, give it to me
So,
with a G. But God, right?
mm,
Right? You know,
right.
that section is a lesson 189 that says, forget this world, forget this course, and come with holy open arms unto your God. Remember that one? Have you heard that one? And so that is what it's saying here. The truly humble have no goal but God, because they've humbled themselves and disarmed themselves of everything else. Think about page 1. The purpose of this course is not to teach the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. What is the purpose of this course?
Remove all the blocks.
Okay. And it's my personality that is the block to communion.
I think Joel Goldsmith puts it beautifully and simply. We go to God for God. No genders, no, yeah. Go to God for God.
No other motive than that communion, which is our natural inheritance, and the longing as for our mother's breast, that whether we know what it is or not, that's that thing that we all long for. Maybe I'm presumptuous to say we all, but that's my take on it and how it fits in here. Other comments from, yes.
I was
I'm
thinking, I
sorry
think
we lost Harry. Sorry, maybe he'll come back. Go
He,
ahead,
he
Hilda.
said he had to leave. He put something in the chat.
Oh, all right. Go ahead, Hildegard. Thank you.
no, I was thinking about, I think it was yesterday that maybe it was you who said the idea that as far as like death is concerned, it's not a punishment, but it's a reward.
Yeah, it was me and Ron. Yeah.
And I thought that's kind of a wonderful way of phrasing it, because everybody has obviously a different opinion about that, and I thought that's very comforting actually to know.
It absolutely is
I
to
don't
hear that
understand it.
direct.
Why is it a reward? I know the statement, but I don't understand it. Why is it a reward?
You can call it
But giving,
graduation.
you want to go ahead, Jim?
You could call it graduation, D.
It's like saying that we're talking about we're on this learning curve here, and we're done. We can now graduate and move into what we were meant to be.
Whatever is
Like
next
on with
class.
everything.
But everyone that passes on then graduates?
Yeah.
Everyone that passes, yes, Hilda, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead,
No,
dear. She
no, I'm
said,
fine.
yes, the world is a lesson. You come through here, you learn your lessons, you go to what's next, or maybe you come back. I have no idea really, but the world the only answer that makes sense for this course is that everything it says is in academic language.
I thought there is no death, so I am so confused. There
Well,
is
we
no
But
death,
it
so why is
depends on
that the
how you
reward?
define death.
Well, then how is it defined in that statement that it's,
Death is defined not only here, but many spiritualities as a transition.
but this course teaches there's no death.
That's what I'm saying. Because what we consider death is some sort of ending. But how can what's eternal have an ending? Death is all part of the ego thought system. It has no place in the Holy Spirit's thought system. So, what if you want to think of it the way the Holy Spirit does? You come here, you learn your lessons, and you go to the next class. What Spirit calls the next class, you call it death.
it's just the death is just the world, anyways, that we have given that particular activity in our lives. So, and you use it in terms of what happens to the ego, because the ego is going to be let go at some point in time.
It's a matriculation.
Then why doesn't everyone just end their life sooner? I got to go back to that
All right, all
system where
right,
it
all
says it.
right. Now you want to be in control, don't you? Now you want to control when you transition. There's that same arrogance again. Okay, since I'm gonna have to go to another class, why do I have to wait? Why can't I just decide when I transition?
No, then why do I need to do any work if I'm going to just die and it's going to be
The
graduation
work
anyway?
is to learn your lessons. If you don't learn them, you won't graduate. You may transition, but what is the level of your next class? Is it
That's where
to
I'm coming
repeat?
from.
Pardon
Like
me?
everybody drops the body. Does
And when
everyone?
you do, is it to go to a higher level, or are you gonna have to repeat something? It's a transition to what's next. I don't know what it is, but it's not an ending. It's
It's
a
not an ending.
it's a continuation
Transition.
to a new chapter. It's like a book.
Okay. Thank you, both of you.
Yay.
Of course,
That's
if you believe in reincarnation, I mean, you can say that too, because you
it fits.
go from one level to another and say, I made a whole bunch of mistakes and I didn't learn my lessons. So, so here I go on. I have to try it again. And some
Yeah.
people relate to that and say, yeah, I had as a matter of fact, I had a dream that many moons ago, I used to live in Egypt and I saw the pyramids, and I believed, and I said, maybe I lived during those times. I don't know, and I don't care per se, but it's the idea I could have been, and if it is, okay, that's fine. So it
I'm
I'm just
just
accept it the way it is.
I'm in the flow. All right. But isn't it wonderful to know that death is not an ending? The
Right.
way that here in level 2 it's perceived.
That I
It,
get.
what we call death is merely a continuation of my eternal life.
In a different way.
Yeah. And humility says, I don't know what that is, but I'm okay with it.
Right.
Let's go to paragraph 3, folks.
Thanks for
We're
your help.
making some headway. You're very welcome. Ron?
Okay, just a second.
Sure.
Thank you. 3. Now prayer is lifted from the world of things, of bodies, and of gods of every kind, and you can rest in holiness at last. Humility has come to teach you how to understand your glory as God's Son and recognize the arrogance of sin. A dream has veiled the face of Christ from you. Now can you look upon his sinlessness?
Hmm.
High has the ladder risen. You have come almost to heaven. There is little more to learn before the journey is complete. Now can you say to everyone who comes to join in prayer with you, I cannot go without you, for you are a part of me. And so he is in truth. Now can you pray only for what you truly share with him, for you have understood he never left, and you, who seem alone, are one with him.
Thank you. I like the way you guys let me pick on you. Cheryl and White, what's that paragraph saying to you, dear?
Well, I'm going to have to give it a lot of thought before I come up with anything.
Well, just open your mouth. Okay, don't overthink it. Now prayer is lifted from the world of things, and you can rest in holiness at last. What's holiness, Cheryl?
Part of the all.
Okay, and the word we use as a synonym for holiness is wholeness, completeness, 100%ness. That's what we mean by wholeness, fully restored. Remember, this is a reparative process. It is not a creative process. There is nothing new under the sun. So, what we want to do, and we'll talk about this when it gets to healing, this third section, is to restore a, a previous state. We're not trying to create a new state. We're trying to restore a previous state by removing the blocks to that memory, to that, recognition again. And so through prayer, you can rest in holiness at last. And what about this sentence 3? A dream has veiled the face of Christ from you. Does that ring any bells? What is that dream that has veiled the face of Christ? The one we're going to let go of, right?
The illusion.
Prayer. And that dream that veil the face of Christ, we know it as the tiny mad idea, the idea of separation.
Mhm.
So this dream of separation has veiled the face of Christ from you. Now you can look upon Christ's sinlessness. Who's Christ? The Son of God. That's another name for the Son of God.
So,
Yes? You
the
see?
highest self.
So it's another name for us.
Yeah, the Christ. There's Jesus Christ and D Christ and Hilda and Ron Christ. Sherilyn, you in there too. Even me. But we think we're separate from one another. But again, you see the refrain, you're not an individual. We're not separate. And humility and prayer gets us to not have prejudice against anything. Again, in Hindu, this state, you'll hear it referred to as chitta. It's a state unsullied by memory, unsullied by experiences. It's pure potential without an application, and just experience what I am. I am love, this book says, right? That must be amazing. Remember last night, we have another D in our Monday night group. And remember last night near the end, Dee was talking about how she gets in this zone of just expressing to God how much she loves God and grateful for receiving God's love to her. And that's her only effort, is to share that love with God and to have those moments and times. And I thought that was a wonderful testimony she gave last night. There's in italics, though, an important phrase I wanted to ask you about. Jesus says in sentence 8, paragraph 3, now can you say to everyone who comes to join in prayer with you, I cannot go without you, for you are a part of me. What does that mean in terms of your salvation, our salvation? And it's in italics. Why? What does it mean?
All one?
I cannot go without you, for you are part of me. What were you saying, Cheryl?
I said, we are all one.
Remember that parable about the shepherd with the 100 sheep, and one was lost and he left the 99 to find the one? Because you can't have all of them if one is missing. How can we be one if there's not everyone included? And so our whole disposition toward brothers and sisters when we're in this state is complete acceptance of one another in the recognition of this wholeness, this oneness, this holiness. It is wholeness that produces a synergistic effect called holiness. It is our protection, our armor, the thing that seals us from all harm is that we have no adversaries. It's all one thing. Where are enemies in that? How can you have enemies if it's all one thing and nothing is different? So to me, that is the journey, is to rid ourselves of all of these preconceived notions of arrogance and control and to just be ourselves. But who's ourselves? Everyone, everything, all of it. On Monday nights, this would be called The all.
your
So you see the correlation between that Kabbalion piece and this particular discussion. Everybody okay? Paragraph 4, the last paragraph, and we're up to Jim since Harry's had to leave. The latter ends with this: for learning is no longer needed. Now you stand before the gate of heaven, and your brother stands beside you there. The lawns are deep and still, for here the place appointed for the time when you should come has waited long for you. Here will time end forever. At this gate, eternity itself will join with you. Prayer has become what it was meant to be, for you have recognized the Christ in you. So that's kind of the,
beautiful.
true prayer. The ladder of prayer, and where prayer is supposed to end. But there's more. Because let's move into this introduction. And I'll just, unless you have comments or questions, let's just ease right into forgiveness and be introduced to that. Dee, we're back to you for that introduction.
Forgiveness offers wings to prayer, to make its rising easy and its progress swift. Without its strong support, it would be vain to try to rise above prayer's bottom step, or even to attempt to climb at all. Forgiveness is prayer's ally, sister in the plan for your salvation. Both must come to hold you up and keep your feet secure, your purpose steadfast and unchangeable. Behold the greatest help that God ordained to be with you until you reach to him. Illusions end will come with this. Unlike the timeless nature of its sister, prayer, forgiveness has an end, for it becomes unneeded when the rising up is done. Yet now it has a purpose beyond which you cannot go, nor have you need to go. Accomplish this, and you have been redeemed. Accomplish this, and you have been transformed. Accomplish this, and you will save the world.
What's this?
Forgiveness.
Yeah, okay. Comments? Do you see why I wanted to just ease right on into the adjunct to prayer? We started with prayer, and now we're going to talk about prayer's sister that gives wings to our prayer. How do you think forgiveness gives wings to prayer, if indeed that's what's being said? Is that what's being said? Forgiveness offers wings to prayer. Any thoughts on how forgiveness might do that? Yeah.
Letting go of the chains.
Okay. So we want speaking in directional, practical terms, we want to rise higher, and to help facilitate that, we want to clear open the way for the rising. We want to remove encumbrances to make the rising faster. So there is an active, practical level 2 step that I can do to enhance the efficacy of my prayer.
I don't think it could be done without forgiveness.
That's what he's
So,
saying
yeah,
here.
I mean, it's not
Without its
just
strong
speeding it
support.
up.
Okay.
It wouldn't be possible without forgiveness.
Let me read it and let's see. It's starting out agreeing. Without its strong
Where
support,
are you? Where
paragraph 1, sentence 2,
two? Okay.
without its strong support, you
The
mean
forgiveness.
forgiveness? Without the strong support of forgiveness,
Mhm.
it would be vain to try to rise above prayer's bottom step or even to attempt to climb at all. So, yes, I agree with you, Dee. That seems to be what it's saying. But again, in terms of imagery, does the practice of forgiveness, do you see as playing an active role in clearing the way for prayer? Forgiveness
It's
is
almost, okay, no, I guess you don't go to this 3 steps. So I'm going to pass. I won't say.
okay.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm just trying to put it in some practical terms that you can see. I want to rise. Forgiveness of illusions help that rising occur. So I'm not even saying faster, D. We're saying forgiveness is a necessary part of true prayer. And again, that's why I wanted to dovetail right into this introductory paragraph. We
Mhm.
doing okay so far, my friends?
Yeah.
All right. So, we don't come together here to just talk about the weather and what happened in the news. And let's take a quick break. I wanted to make a little change from the agenda. I don't know. Spirit just said, play this instead of that. So I hope it'll be okay with you. And so I just brought in this song called This is a Day of Stillness and Peace. And I was just feeling it. I hope you like it. And let's take a quick break from our discussion here.
This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace.
I have to apologize for my DJ skills at the end. But other than that, I hope you found the music fitting for us to just quiet down, take a little break. If you don't know, that artist is Netta Bowen, and she does records a lot of music from A Course in Miracles. This is a day of stillness and of peace is one of the lessons in part two of the workbook of the course. So I don't know about you, gave my brain a chance to have some stillness and peace, and now we can get back into thinking, right, Sherilyn?
Of course. Hmm.
Moving right along, you are our next reader. Did you have any questions about that introduction about why forgiveness and prayer are in the same discussion? We okay? Shirley?
Yeah.
Section Roman 1.
Okay. Forgiveness of yourself. No gift of heaven has been more misunderstood than has forgiveness. It has, in fact, become a scourge, a curse where it was meant to bless, a cruel mockery of grace, a parody upon the holy peace of God. Yet those who have not yet chosen to begin the steps of prayer cannot but use it thus. Forgiveness, kindness, is obscure at first because salvation is not understood nor truly sought for. What was meant to heal is used to hurt because forgiveness is not wanted. Guilt becomes salvation, and the remedy appears to be a terrible alternative to life.
Anything y'all want to say so far? Okay. Ron, we're up to paragraph 2.
Okay. Forgiveness to destroy will therefore suit the purpose of the world far better than its true objective and the honest means by which this goal is reached. Forgiveness to destroy will overlook no sin, no crime, no guilt that it can seek and find and love. Dear to its heart is error, and mistakes loom large and grow and swell within its sight. It carefully picks out all evil things. It carefully picks out all evil things and overlooks the loving as a plague, a hateful thing of danger and of death. Forgiveness to destroy is death, and this it sees in all it looks upon and hates. God's mercy has become a twisted knife that would destroy the Holy Son he loves.
Thanks, Ron. Now, there's a whole section coming up called Forgiveness to Destroy. Do you see it? It's section Roman 2. So I'm not sure how it's being discussed in section 1. Comments from you, paragraphs 1 or 2? Okay, it's my turn to read. We're on paragraph 3. Would you forgive yourself for doing this? Then learn that God has given you the means by which you can return to him in peace. Do not see error. Do not make error real. Select the loving and forgive the sin by choosing in its place the face of Christ. How otherwise can prayer return to God? God loves his son. Can you remember God and hate what God created? You will hate his father if you hate the son he loves. For as you see the son, you see yourself. And as you see yourself, is God to you. Did I read that okay?
Yep.
Think so.
All right. So what does it mean? I know you're up to it. Do not see error. Do not make error real. As opposed to what?
Making it real. Thinking it's real, believing it.
All right. Yeah. Some people want to see the error and then try and correct it. Yes?
I
If
believe
I could,
it's our ego that wants to correct it.
yeah,
All egos want to do that.
yeah,
Yes,
I
yes.
think this is the for forgiveness to destroy that's being discussed, where you first see the error. Oh, uh, listen, let me help you stop being such a slob. Let me help you. Why are you so stupid? I'm just trying to help. Uh, are those good examples? Can you give better ones of making the error real and then trying to correct it? That's an ego ploy, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
So what should we do instead? It says pretty plainly, do not see error, but unpack that for me. Can you give us some practical examples of not seeing error? How does that work if someone appears to be attacking you? You've all had
Well,
that experience, haven't you? It's not just me.
if you choose not to let it bother you, you have forgiven it somehow.
Okay. One is not let it bother you. What's another interpretation of an attack?
To see it as a call for love and respond
Yeah,
with love.
okay. So now that is a way of seeing that does call for a response, doesn't it?
Mhm.
But don't you respond differently to that than you would to an attack?
Mhm.
If it's a call for love, what's your response?
Well, to love, but in Sherilyn's point, when we take it personally, we don't see it as a call for love. We see it as an attack. And so
And
we're
then,
seeing it wrongly.
yeah, that's the first thing is to see it correctly.
Hmm.
Uh, and why can you truly say, I didn't see that as an attack? Why can you truly say that? It's not just making it up to be a goody two shoes. Why can you say, no, that wasn't an attack?
because you overlook it, you forgive it.
But how can I overlook it if it was an attack?
You choose to do that.
Because I cannot be attacked. I cannot attack nor be attacked. I am invulnerable. Yes, no, lip service,
Yes.
not true, just true in the book, right? Just
You
true in
have to
the
believe
study
it.
group.
You have to believe it yourself that
And
you
the
are in the
way I
wrong.
reinforce belief is to try it and see if it works in actual experience. That is what compels belief. I don't believe blindly, and the Course doesn't ask you for blind belief. Jesus says, no matter what you believe, it doesn't matter what you believe, just try it. The thing that will compel your belief is seeing it work. So when I can see, instead of an attack, a call for love, and I offer a love, how am I going to know what form to offer the love in? Love, you can show love in many forms. I can give you a hug. I can give you a handshake. I can give you a new car. I can give you you and your family come live with me. How do I respond in a loving way to a situation where they're calling for love? What form of love should I give? Oh, you didn't know I was going to be asking hard questions. Holy Spirit will show me what form of love to offer. But I can't offer it if I gotten caught up in the ego trap in the first place. There are many loving responses. Think about it. There's many loving responses as hateful responses. But I can't get on that side of things because the ego got me caught up in seeing the wrong thing and therefore responding incorrectly. Too much to consider on a Tuesday? Can you handle it? We're going to start closing out tonight, but forgiveness forgiveness recognizes that what you thought your brother did to you has not occurred. It does not recognize sin and pardon it. It sees there was no sin, and therefore all of your sins are forgiven. Very consistent book, isn't it? Thank you for coming out tonight. Final questions or comments or anything?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Much
Where,
love.
where in the Course is that statement, death is
I
reward?
knew you were gonna ask
I
that.
forgot where it was.
Doggone it. Hold on.
What is it you're asking, Dee?
Where in the Course is the statement, death is a reward, not a
Miss
punishment?
Newman. Oh man. Yeah. It's gotta be coming up soon because we
It's in
don't have that
this?
much left. Yeah, it's in the
Oh,
Song of Prayer.
oh, okay, fine. That's good enough for
I'll
me.
tell you what, let me see if
Actually,
I
I think it's
can.
in a Kabbalion. I think it's in a Kabbalion.
It's where?
We had a reference like that also in the Kabbalion.
Yeah.
Yes. Ron, you don't have it marked anywhere, do you?
No.
I don't think so.
All right. Dee, I'll find it, and if I find it before next week, I'll send it to you and maybe everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it was very significant to me. Thank you for bringing it up, Dee.
Thank you.
Hilda, we're ready for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. I am the light of God.
I am the
am
light of
the
God.
light of God.
I am the love of God.
I am the
I
love
am the
of
love of
God.
God.
I am the power of God.
I
I
am the
am the
power of
power of
God.
God.
I am the presence of God.
I am the
I am the
presence
presence
of
of God.
God.
Therefore,
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 wherever I am,
wherever
wherever
I
I
am,
am,
God is,
God is,
God is,
and all is well.
and all
and
is
all is
well.
well.
There is nothing to fear.
There is
There's
nothing
nothing to
to fear.
fear.
There is only love.
There is
There's
only
only love.
love.
Namaste.
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 All right. Thank you again. Keep Joan in your prayers, and I'll see you guys next time. Good
Thank
night.
you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jen.
Bye-bye.
Have a blessed
Good
week,
night.
everybody.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.